from Conway, South Carolina. This ought to be a fun matchup in the Myrtle Beach Bowl. Weeks of additional practice and prep for bowl games not only can set the tone for what we're going to see in this game, but for what might be in store next season as well. As we'll see a squad from the back, the UMASS Minutemen, taking on a team from the ACC, the Boston College Eagles. For EA Sports College Football, I'm Reese Davis, joined here in the booth by David Pollack and Jesse Palmer. And guys, let's get this thing started. Kickoff team out there ready to tee it up and get this bowl game underway. On the run from inside his own 5. And a really nice job by the kick team to get down there and make sure they limit that return. The Minutemen offense takes the field and they'll go to work first. There's a receiver who's going to draw some attention, Jesse, but really, he's just part of this whole offensive puzzle.
He hasn't been the most consistent guy when it comes to catching the ball for this offense this year, but he has had some big moments. He has had some big games as well. And, David, you know, from a roster standpoint, you're generally not going to overmatch or overwhelm anybody from the receiver spot, but this is a dude that can get it done.
I think that's the biggest point that you made. It's a guy that has the potential to make big plays. And if you're pointing to a guy, he is the one. Talking to coaches like they've seen flashes.
And the pressure gets him back at the 8-yard line.
One thing you know about this defense, they have got a pass rush. You cannot be predictable, especially when it comes to throwing the football. There is too much athleticism and length up front on this defensive line and in their front 7. And they register a sack early here on only the second play of the game.
Now a lot of work to do to move the chains, keep this drive alive after that earlier sack. On 3rd and long, a check down would be the last resort. Throws to the tight end. On target over the middle. He moves the chains and they'll mark the ball at the 33. UMass getting set to snap it on 1st and 10. Grab behind the line. It's Gray. The defense wouldn't let him loose there, and it was a completion, but they lost yardage. Backed up now, here's 2nd and long. Tight end now in motion. On the move, it's Cook. Couldn't find a lane, a pickup of 1 to the 31.
Man, it's really hard to control the running game if you don't control the line of scrimmage. And how about the defensive line doing a great job attacking those guys up front, not open up lanes to run through. Nice job just nullifying that run altogether.
Looking downfield, it's Jordan. Here's the pressure. Grabbed over the middle, it's Dowling. He'll be stopped about 2 yards short of a 1st down. UMass will line up to punt it away. Getting our first look of the afternoon at the punter. No fair catches here, looking for room. Well, they finally stop him, but he found some running room on that return and really helps out his offense to start this drive. So Boston College's offense will have its first possession of the game. Every team has impact players. What traits are you looking for when it comes to players who can make an impact, David?
Well, obviously, you want the main things, right? Speed, physicality, like all power, all those things are really, really good. But you also need guys that will hold people accountable, guys that will lead. And it's nice to have those guys on your team. They're the leaders of the team, and they're the best players.
And part of the reason why they're leaders is because these guys galvanize their teammates, right? We've seen time and time again, these dudes make plays, and it just sparks the sideline. It sparks the coaching staff. It sparks the fans. They're special players, and they all have to play well today.
Coming out on 1st down with the play fake. Got his man to the left. They get him on the ground at the 37, but give him 15 yards on that chunk play, and they'll move the chains. They've got it at the 37. It's 1st and 10. Gives it on the option. And the defense holds firm. No pickup at all on that play. Got stuffed on first down. It's 2nd and 10. Looking to the big tight end. He's got it. And he's brought down after a nice gain.
And you see so many smart wide receivers, so many smart tight ends nowadays that they know where the holes in those zones are, and they work with their quarterback, and they find them, and they sit down in them and make big plays. It's tough to sit back in zone against such smart players nowadays.
Leaves it with the running back. Wrestled to the ground, but he's inside. Still some ground to cover to pick up that first down. They'll go with a direct snap. He's brought down at the 7-yard line, and they are threatening to take it in.
Well, they needed 2 yards for that first down. The running back doing just enough to make sure he keeps this drive alive.
The Golden Eagles will try to put one on the board on 1st and goal. The snap sets up the throw. Looking to get it in. Good throw and catch. Takes it down to the 5 as the offense tries to cash in. See if they can get it done on 2nd and goal. Direct snap. And he got nothing, and the line of scrimmage is still the 5-yard line.
Man, and that's a frustrating play when you go in reverse near the goal line, goal-to-go situations, Palmer. You got to get those positive yards. You can't go backwards if you're trying to get a touchdown.
You know, I'm trusting in my quarterback here to make the right decision. Looks like we're going to have to throw it, right? But if it's not open, just throw this thing away. You don't want to take a sack, lose extra yardage here. Just be smart with the football.
It is perfect. And that'll put the first points of the game on the board. It's 3-0.
This is a team that really prides themselves on starting fast. We've seen that before, and here they are playing at home today. Nice job on the opening drive. Lots of poise, good emotion. They don't get the touchdown they would have liked, but they kick a nice field goal. They've got the lead. Head coach has to be happy with that. And
he takes this from inside the 5. Nice job by the kickoff team. Everybody stayed in their lanes, and they'll stop him at the 16. A lot of work to do as this drive will start from the 16-yard line. Looking for a crease to the left. And there was nowhere to go, just stopped in his tracks in the backfield. Tough way to start this drive. Now they'll try to fix it on 2nd and 15. To the air, it's Jordan. Using the back as a receiver on the screen. He is going nowhere. Stop at the line of scrimmage. The Minutemen with a ton of work to do here on 3rd down. Making sure they have good balance, keeping it on the ground. And they'll make the stop, and we are headed to the end of the first period. So from the shadow of his goalpost, he gets the punt away. He's got it near midfield. They'll wrap him up and bring him down, and that's how we'll wrap up the first quarter. That's the end of the quarter, and Boston College has the lead. 1 period in the books, and let's take a look at the stats. Lots of time left, and we're ready to get back to it and open the 2nd period. So they'll go back to work after changing into the field. Use the play fake, now to throw. Intercepted, big play, stops the drive. He managed a few yards on that return, but the bigger play was the fact that they forced the turnover. The Minutemen going back to work on offense. They didn't get much done the last time they had to punt it away from deep in their own territory, hoping this drive will be more productive. They'll start this drive going to the air. Catch in the middle, it's Harden. He gets those chains moving, gets it out to the 42-yard line. Big chunk play to start this drive. Now they'll really try to take it to this defense. Off the play fake on first down to throw. Under pressure and down he goes at the 33.
Play action pass success has a lot to do with selling that fake. You can tell defense was not buying it, got in the backfield, got the big play.
UMASS just trying to get some of that yardage back here on second down. From the shotgun, the inside give. Not much running room there thanks to this senior defender.
And that run really didn't go anywhere. And a lot of times we don't focus on it enough. But how important those 5 guys are up front. To get on those defensive linemen, to try to move them out of the way, to get a run game going, it squarely falls on the shoulder of those 5 offensive linemen.
Finds his man. It's Gibson. They stop him short, and we'll have a big 4th down coming. UMass will line up to punt it away. He's going to try to flip the field with this one. Cover guys do their job, and they get him stopped at the 22-yard line. Boston College sending the offense back onto the field. Well, the good news about this drive, Jesse, it can't go worse than last time through a pick on the first play.
No, it certainly can't. I think one good way, David, to help your quarterback turn the page is just find him an easy completion here and let him get back into a rhythm.
Yeah, or find him an easy handoff. Just hand the football off, maybe get the ground game going, maybe jumpstart this offense a little bit.
After the big play to start, now they are on the move at their own 45. Wide receiver comes in motion. Looking to throw on first down. Grabbed in the middle, it's Harris. That's about as close as you can get to that marker, and it will be second and just a few breaths away from the first down. And the Golden Eagles come to the line. This situation, you might see a shot play. Makes the catch. He's all the way down to the 27-yard line, and they are threatening.
And this has got to be so demoralizing for this defense right now. Having given up multiple first downs on this drive, somebody on defense has to step up, make a play, and stop the bleeding.
They have been stagnant on offense, but finally a little forward movement as they've got a 1st and 10. And it's incomplete. If you're going to take a hit like that, you might as well hang on to the ball.
Well, it's a great job by the back end of the defense that time, making up for what the front end of the defense couldn't do. The quarterback had all day to throw that ball, but it was the hit and coverage that forces the incompletion.
Throws for the tight end. Got it in the middle, it's Franklin. Works his way to the 4-yard line, and they'll have it 1st and goal.
How many first downs is that alone, just on this drive? The defense, they keep this up, they're going to get worn out and continue to have to play more and more guys. They got to do something to change this.
Boston College will try to get it in on a 1st and goal. Wants to throw again. Now he's going to glide away from pressure. And he'll step into the end zone. Touchdown, Boston College! Having a playmaker like that can get the offense out of just about any situation.
And no doubt, he can roll right, he can roll left, he can do whatever he wants and buy time and throw the football, but you have to defend everything. You have to defend pass, you have to defend run, and you have to defend plays that aren't even called. So good luck stopping this cat.
They'll try to add another to their lead. And with the extra point, they're now up by a touchdown and a field goal at 10. So that scoring drive took only 6 plays. Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead. Coming out with it, it's Harding. And good work by the coverage team to knock down the return man. The UMASS offense returns to the field. They really need to find a way to generate some kind of offense down 10-0. Caught over the middle. It's Gibson. Really good job making a play, getting it out to the 24 and moving those chains.
And after giving up that completion, guys, I wonder if the defense is going to decide to stay in zone or maybe mix things up, a little more man coverage, maybe blitz.
Pocket breaking down. And the pass rush is effective, and they tackle him at the 19.
Well, I think one of the biggest reasons why this team is finding themselves in a hole here in the first half is this has been a sack party. They can't keep the defense off of their quarterback. They haven't been able to get the ball deep down the field, throwing it with the consistency they want because they can't keep their quarterback standing up straight.
Dropping back, it's Jordan. Fires to the big fella. That's a really good tackle there, giving up some size and still making the play. On third down, he'll try to pick it up through the air. And he's all bottled up, and now it's worse. The ball's loose. A fortuitous turn of events to keep possession of that one.
And those are so frustrating when you're a defense and you swarm to the football, you stick the quarterback and you make him cough it up just to have the other team recover it again, and you don't get it. Still a good stick, still a good physical play. Keep hitting that quarterback.
Return's going to get it up around midfield. He'll be down at the 49-yard line. BC has the ball back, hoping for a party in the mods. So first play of the drive coming here from their own 49. They unleashed an aerial assault last time that took them right to the end zone, David.
So, Reese, with that drive, I think you've accomplished something you wanted to accomplish. Make this defense think. You put them back on their heels. Now, shoot, Palmer, you might be able to slip a few runs in on this drive to really jack them up.
Yeah, I like that idea, but I also like the fact that speed kills. They've got it at the receiver position, so if you've got one-on-one matchups, man, take advantage.
Throws to the wideout. Grabbed on the outside, it's Harris. Rolls inside the 30 and out of bounds at the 29, and now they're threatening.
And you got to be wondering about the psyche of that cornerback now who just gave up the big play. He's going to be looking for that corner route later in the game. He's got to be careful he doesn't overcommit to the outside, because if he does, that could mean a big home run type completion if there's a big in-breaking route by his receiver.
The Golden Eagles can really attack on this second and short. Back to pass. Throws to the tight end. Makes the catch. Oh, and he thought he might be able to wiggle his way into the end zone, but they knock him down at the 3.
All right, defense. It ain't working, right? They're stringing together several first downs here. We're going to need to change this up, find something we can disrupt the quarterback and mess up this offense a little bit.
Wideout trying to get it in. They will score. Touchdown, Eagles.
Well, this offense is clicking. They've been doing it all first half, running the ball, throwing the ball. They had insult to injury with another touchdown here right before teams go into the tunnel. This defense, guys, they have got to find some answers, and they've got to regroup here at halftime.
Lining up to tack one more onto that lead. And he makes the extra point. A very efficient 5-play scoring drive. And they finish it up with a 3-yard scoring toss. He'll start the return inside his 5. Nice job by the kickoff team. Everybody stayed in their lanes, and they'll stop him at the 16. We'll see what they can do on this drive that starts at the 16-yard line. Gonna run it. It's Hood. They'll knock him down for a loss of a couple.
This offense has really struggled, and I think you're just waiting for one play, one explosive play to happen to hopefully galvanize you a bit offensively. That's not the case, and there, they try to run the football in the first play of the drive, and it gets absolutely blown up for a loss.
First half in the books. Time now to join Kevin Connors in our halftime update.
Reese 2 quarters down in the Myrtle Beach Bowl. A couple of teams looking to bring home some hardware for the trophy case. And it's been a dynamite first half, leading to a one-sided score right now. It's not over, but I think both sides know this is on the verge of a blowout. That opposing defense is inside its locker room right now wondering two things. What just happened, and what do we do now to try to make this respectable? With that said, let's head back to Reese and the guys for the second half of the Myrtle Beach Bowl.
All right, Kevin, about ready to start the second half here. Second half just about to get started, and UMass will kick it off. On the move from inside his 5. He was looking for more running room, but none to be found as he stopped at the 23. BC has it back, and the Eagle offense returns to the field. They more than got the job done in the first half. Now the job in a bowl game, don't get distracted, and finish the deal here in the second half.
I mean, love the way they came out. They had all that time off, didn't look rusty at all, came out with the foot on the accelerator, looked really, really good. Palmer, you just more of the same here in the second half.
I agree, and if you're on that sideline right now, now's not the time to be thinking about the off-season, your strength program, what classes you're taking in the spring. You need to focus on finishing this game, punctuating this season.
He's got him. They knock him down, but they'll mark it beyond the line to gain, and it's a first down for Boston College.
Nice job by the receiver on the in route there, and how about the speed? After he made his break, he was able to actually separate a little bit from the DB, helping out his QB on that one.
Wants to throw on first down. Here comes the heat. And he was hit just as he was releasing the pass, and it falls to the ground incomplete. What will they dial up on second, and a long way to go?
And we need more of this from this defense, man. They have let this guy have too much time to throw the football.
Pressure all over the quarterback, and down he goes at the 24.
And the big defensive tackle getting off the rock. Nice job seeing play action, understand his pass, beats the guard, gets to the quarterback, and gets the QB.
And the pressure is coming in, and they get him again. Boston College lining up to punt this one away. That's usually prime return position, but he'll make the fair catch just outside the 40. The Minutemen going back to work on offense. Back to pass, it's Jordan. Got away from trouble and got rid of it. Finds the tight end. And just a short, safe pass play, they pick up a few.
They're able to find the tight end for an easy completion, but good job tackling, not allowing him to get the first down.
Second down, he'll throw it. Catch in the middle, it's Hardy. Couldn't ask for much more there. A first down, and they're down to the 42. Last completion moved the sticks in. Let's see if they try it again. He'll do it himself. There he goes. A solid pickup there before the defense is able to make the stop. UMass comes to the line facing second and short. Wants to go up top. Under fire. And the quarterback will be slung down back at the 43.
And there's no mystery as to why this team's losing today. They've given up 5 sacks. They cannot keep their quarterback upright, and you just saw another example of it right there. He has never been able to get into rhythm throwing the football.
He'll be stopped short of the line to gain. Needed about 3 more on that one. Here comes the field goal unit. Looks as if this will be a 51-yard attempt. Nice to have the doink work in your favor every now and then. Off the left upright and through. That'll close the gap to 14.
Well, that kid just showed off his hammer for a leg, 50-plus, and he did it with ease.
So after the last drive ended with a field goal, the kickoff team out there to send it away. He'll bring it back from inside his 5. Really disciplined job by the coverage unit to get down there and make the stop at the 19. Boston College sending the offense back onto the field. They really didn't move the ball at all the last time they had it, and hoping for better fortune this time around. The short hands, it's Harris. Out across the 30 and out of bounds at the 33, and that's what you're looking for when you're backed up in your own territory. With the first down, they'll put it in play from the 33. The short hands, it's Harris. At the 40, there he goes. Big gain on that one as he steps out of bounds with a first down.
Well, the offense is finding success throwing this guy's way. He just had a massive play, his longest catch of the game. And I think if you're on offense, you got to keep looking this guy's way. He's now starting to prove that he's eating his guy alive in coverage, and he needs more touches.
That throw and catch gets them down to the 6, and the defense is running out of answers. Second down coming up on this red zone opportunity. Looking to fire. Caught behind the line. It's Richard. Couldn't quite nudge it in. Not sure you could get much closer, but it'll be first and goal. So close to cashing it in for this offense. Here's the snap, looking to throw. Fires into the end zone. Pass is broken up, incomplete as they were trying to strike for 6. And the D deny them on second and goal. Back to pass. Rushes on him. And the pressure was too much. They get him at the 15. It's third and goal and third and long. He's looking downfield to throw. Makes the grab. And he'll haul it in and take it to the end zone. Touchdown, Boston College. Man, he didn't just put it on his numbers. If he were throwing it at a front porch, he would have put that right in the keyhole. What a precise pass.
Right in the keyhole, right on the button, right on the face mask, whatever it was. Great throw, great timing. Nice job by the quarterback.
They'll try to tack one more on their score. And the extra point is true, and the lead balloons to 21. Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead. Here he comes from inside his own 5. Nice job by the kickoff team. Everybody stayed in their lanes, and they'll stop him at the 16. The UMASS offense returns to the field. They're looking at a 21-point hole. There's still time to do some work, but there's also no time to waste. Got a man. It's Dowling. Breaks into the open. Out to the 32-yard line before he goes out of bounds, and that's the way to give a little start to the drive. Looking to throw, it's Jordan. Fires to the big fella. And a 9-yard gain on first down leaves them with second and short. From the gun, they'll give it on the inside. Still on his feet at the 45. What a play to get it inside the red zone, and they are set up at the 17. As they get set to snap in time, winding down here in the quarter. Just a little off. Incomplete.
Well, it's a nice job by the quarterback getting the ball out of his hands quickly on that RPO. He saw something he liked, just not on the same page with his receiver.
On second down, he'll try to make the connection. Defense makes the tackle, and that will probably be the final play of the third quarter. We've reached the break. Boston College has the lead. This has been utter domination through 3 quarters, and the stats will back that up. One more period to go, and we'll see just how much fight they've got left in them. So we open the final period with a third down play. On third and long, he has to throw for it. looking to scramble. Nice job by this junior quarterback to get it done on the ground. UMass lines up with a first and goal. From the gun. Looking for the goal line. Touchdown, Minutemen! Made the grab and then did the rest himself, and they put points on the board. PAT unit on the field. And the extra point pulls them closer. It's 24-10. So a drive there of 84 yards. And they close the deal with the 7-yarder for the score. On the run from inside his own 5. Just never had a chance to shake loose, and he'll be brought down at the 24. BC has the ball back, hoping for a party in the mods. How about that last drive? Just carved him up in the air, David.
Yeah, and how about that quarterback? You gave him the ball, and he delivered the goods. Great job taking apart the defense, Jesse, on that last drive.
He really did, David. I mean, that was a masterclass in just reading coverage and being accurate.
Yeah, and sometimes the coverage is just great. And as a quarterback, you throw the football away or don't try to force it too tight into a window, and you just say, hey, defense won that rep, good coverage.
Plenty of work to do here on 2nd and long. Couldn't connect on first down, now back to the air. Quickly to the tight end. Out across the 30, steps out of bounds at the 31-yard line as they try to put something together.
I love an offense that wants to stay aggressive. Even when you've got the lead late in a game like this, right, you still try to find your playmakers and get them the ball in space, and that is exactly what this offense is doing.
Unloads to the wideout. And this is going to be incomplete on 3rd down.
I mean, sometimes you overthink it. Sometimes running the football on 3rd and short with the lead is not the worst thing in the world. Keep that clock ticking. But now decided to go for it, setting up a 4th down. And this looks like a situation where you should punt the football.
The Minutemen going back to work on offense. How about that blocking up front in that running game last time as they just walked it down for it. And the rush will get to him at the 25.
Man, I think this quarterback needs to take his offensive line out for dinners more often because they're not protecting him. And sometimes it doesn't even look like they're trying. That now the 6th sack of the game for this defense.
Back to pass, it's Jordan. Makes the grab, it's Harding. UMass has a long, long way to go here on 3rd down. From the gun, wants to pass. Oh, they're after him. Finds his tight end. He's really close to that first down marker, but they stop him just a bit short. Down in the 4th quarter, it's too late for empty possessions. They'll go for it on 4th. He'll off one deep down the left side. Oh, he dropped it. That deep ball was right on the money. You just have to make that catch. They thought they had a good plan, but it did not work. BC has it back, and the Eagle offense returns to the field. After a punt on their last possession, they are set up in plus territory this time.
And honestly, it wouldn't have mattered if they scored a touchdown their last possession. You've got to be able to turn the page and see this as a brand new opportunity to go get points.
Yeah, and your defense has set you up for the position to get points right away. Now, let's get this offense back rolling again, create some momentum, just get a few first downs, and I'm in scoring position.
To the air on 2nd down. Snagged in the middle. It's Franklin. Knocked down at the 25-yard line. Picked up 10 there and gets a first down.
Defense just hasn't had an answer for this guy. He has been on point. This is about as good as I've seen him play at the quarterback position. And here in the 4th quarter with a big lead, he's still taking shots.
Quick timeout called by the defense, stopping the clock to save as much time as possible for their offense. Boston College coming to the line after moving the chains. Got it in the middle, it's Franklin. That completion gets them inside the 10, and the defense is running out of room to defend. Going to work in the red zone, they can't pick up the first down without getting it into the end zone. Looking to throw again. It's incomplete. He was shooting for the end zone right there. They'd love to pick up this third down and get a fresh set with first and goal. Snap from the gun on third down. Right through his hands. He had a touchdown and just didn't look the ball in. It'll be fourth down. Needs it to keep this drive alive. He will not get there. They'll turn it over on downs, and that leaves the door open. Ball changes hands, and the offense finds themselves backed up inside their own 10. Off-play action on first down. Fires to the right. That's caught. It's Hardy. The junior making a clutch play and turning in a big catch.
All right, defense, you got to turn the page. You just gave up an explosive play through the air, but here comes the offense going quickly. You got to get lined up now and get ready for another one.
Here's a heat. And the rush will get to him at the 25.
They got more sacks than a grocery store. Goodness gracious, time and time again, getting to the quarterback, getting him on the ground. This defense having their way.
UMass just trying to get some of that yardage back here on second down. Looking to throw, it's Jordan. Under fire. And this defense goes back-to-back sack, Jack. That will take us to the 2-minute timeout, and not much time left for this offense to put together a miracle. The defense all revved up after that earlier sack, and they'll try to stop them right here. Bringing the heat. He'll get rid of it. And it slips through his fingers, incomplete. That would have been a huge gain if he could have held on. Down by multiple possessions, they can't come up empty on this drive in the fourth quarter. They'll go for it on fourth down. Working that left side. And he'll run out of bounds, but he looks short. I think he misjudged the line. Boston College sending the offense back onto the field. And with things in their favor on the scoreboard, the quarterback's favorite play in the playbook. The old kneel down from victory formation. Winning those individual 6-second battles every play, time after time after time after time, and that leads to a victory here.
And I love when teams go out and play like it's sudden death. Like if they lose the game, their entire season is over. This game wasn't for the national championship, but you wouldn't know that watching this winning team, David. Tremendous effort and tremendous execution.
I love competitive people. I love competitive coaches. I love competitive teams that they know that their job is to go out and get a W no matter where you play. You want to play in the parking lot? We'll go meet you. Great job of this team being ready, getting the W.
That's going to do it for us here, and for these two teams, that's going to do it for a season. Another bowl game in the books, and a season is wrapped. For David Pollack and Jesse Palmer, and our entire crew behind the scenes, I'm Reese Davis signing off, and we'll see you next season for another presentation of EA Sports College Football.